to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome, dear listener, to Deep Sleep Stories. You are about to immerse yourself in a gentle tale that leads you through a moonlit marsh where raindrops mingle with the soft crooning of frogs and flickering fireflies. Let yourself rest in this tranquil space where each breath carries you closer to a place of deep comfort and serenity. As you settle into a comfortable position, you may feel the tension gently melt from your shoulders, replaced by a warm sense of calm flowing through your body. Breathe in deeply, savoring the quiet hush of the evening, and exhale slowly, releasing any lingering worries. In this moment, you are free to drift and dream, ready to embrace the soothing journey that awaits. Breathe in, filling your lungs with cool, healing air. Breathe out, letting go of all cares and concerns. Imagine the gentle patter of raindrops, a lullaby from the sky, guiding you deeper into relaxation with every soft tap upon the earth. Tonight, you will wander through a calm, moonlit marsh, surrounded by the peaceful chorus of frogs and dazzled by the dancing glow of fireflies. In this story, you need not rush or search for answers. Instead, you may simply drift on the gentle rhythms of nature. Embrace the stillness and let your mind slow down. Let each breath cradle you into a state of rest, preparing you for a night of rejuvenating sleep. Under the faint glow of a silver moon, the marshland stretches outward like a shimmering tapestry of quiet waters and tall, swaying reeds. A light rain falls from soft clouds, tapping gently against lily pads and creating tiny ripples across the dark surface. In the distance, an old willow stands guard, its branches bowed low as if in a gentle, listening posture. The fragrance of damp earth mingles with the scent of fresh rainfall, creating an aroma that soothes the senses. Frogs, tucked away in their cozy hideaways, let out low, rumbling croaks that echo across the marsh. The night feels both ancient and renewed, as though the land breathes in unison with the silent lullaby of the moon. Near the water's edge, clusters of emerald blades reach toward the shifting sky, their tips catching droplets of moonlit rain. Each raindrop clings to the edges of these leaves before sliding down to rejoin the quiet waters below, making soft plinks in the silence. In this nocturnal setting, shadows are gentle shapes rather than foreboding figures. The marsh seems alive with a gentle hush, as though it remembers countless evenings spent beneath the moon's watchful gaze. Occasionally, a breeze stirs across the watery expanse, rustling the reeds into a soothing hush, like a whisper from the heart of nature itself. Even in the stillness, life breathes here, steady and unhurried, a simple reflection of the night's calm. through the veil of fine rain, a solitary heron stands. Its long legs are poised in the shallows, and it remains still, watching the water with measured patience. The faint droplets glide down the bird's elegant plumage, rolling off into the brackish pool below. With a graceful dip of its head, the heron moves slowly, as though guided by a soft awareness of the marsh's every secret. The moon's light brushes the bird's outline, turning its feathers into a gentle, ghostly silhouette. There is no urgency here, only the timeless dance of evening, where each creature attends to its quiet routine, warmed by the silver glow that graces the sky. In the distance, a subtle flash flickers among the cattails. At first, the light seems to shimmer like a tiny star that has drifted to Earth. Then another spark appears, followed by another, until the marsh glistens with a gentle scattering of wandering lights. It is the nightly ballet of fireflies. Their radiance pulsates, forming delicate orbits around the reeds. Some float in graceful arcs above the water's surface, leaving faint trails of greenish gold in the moist air. Others hover near clusters of wild flowers, as though greeting each petal with a soft, luminescent hello. There is something mesmerizing about their gentle blinking, as if they hold within their tiny bodies fragments of the moon's own soft glow. Each glimmer adds to the hush of the night, a subtle punctuation to the rolling croon of frogs hidden among the cattails. Their nocturnal chorus ebbs and flows in waves of harmony, rising gently and then receding into momentary silence. In those pauses, the plip-plop of raindrops becomes more pronounced, as if the world takes a delicate breath. Then, without hurry or warning, the frogs resume their midnight song, creating a tapestry of sound that envelops the marsh. Soft wind stirs the surface of the waters, carrying the music of frogs and the glow of fireflies deeper into the heart of the landscape, weaving everything together into a single, lulling tapestry of night. Not far from the willow, there lies a small clearing where the ground gives way to a patch of moss. Here, the earth is springy and cool, a gentle resting place for forest creatures. Tonight, a young fawn steps carefully onto the velvety carpet, ears perked to the hush. The silver glow of the moon catches in the fawn's wide eyes, reflecting curiosity and calm. Water droplets cling to the delicate fur of its coat, glimmering like tiny, liquid diamonds. Beneath the shelter of softly rustling leaves, the fawn relaxes, leaning into the comforting hush that envelops the marsh, safe in the cradle of night and the soothing rhythms of rain. As the moments drift by, the fawn lowers its head to graze on tender shoots that have pushed through the moss. Each nibble is unhurried, accompanied by the gentle music of the marshland. In the air, the scent of wet grass mingles with the faint perfume of blooming water lilies, creating a subtle bouquet that gently awakens the senses. Fireflies continue to twinkle in the distance, their lights reflected like floating orbs in every puddle and pond. Though the rain persists, it arrives as a comforting presence rather than a stormy intrusion, nurturing every blade of grass and soothing every creature that finds refuge in this moonlit realm. In another corner of the marsh, the silhouettes of cattails sway like quiet sentinels. Their spongy heads bob softly in the breeze, scattering droplets in graceful arcs. A family of ducks glides across the still water, barely disturbing its mirrored surface. The adults guide their ducklings slowly, each small beak pecking at insects drawn by the water's reflective sheen. The hush is so deep that even the soft quacks of the ducklings feel like gentle murmurs of bedtime conversation. Everything seems to move in harmony, swayed by the same gentle current of moonlit serenity. Through it all, the steady patter of rain continues, a faithful lullaby to the creatures dwelling in this peaceful place. At the edge of a fallen log, a lone turtle rests. Its dome-like shell glistens under the drizzle, collecting tiny droplets that roll off one by one. Slowly, the turtle stretches its head from beneath the curved shelter, blinking languidly in the subdued light. There is no rush, no frantic scurry. Instead, the turtle appears to be content, gathering in the gentle hush around it. Perhaps it senses the ancient wisdom of this marsh, a place that has known countless nights just like this one. Occasionally, the turtle dips into the water, creating the faintest ripple, then rises again to survey its nighttime kingdom, calm and untroubled. The marsh holds space for every creature, allowing them to exist in peaceful stillness. Across the marsh's softly rippling surface, the raindrops have become a rhythmic dance. Each droplet lands with a gentle plink, sending out circles that expand and overlap, creating mesmerizing patterns. Moonlight shimmers across these ripples, illuminating them for a heartbeat, before they vanish into the greater stillness. The frogs, unbothered by the drizzle, continue their nightly conversation, croaking in a gentle cadence that soothes the hush. Above, wispy clouds drift across the sky, revealing and then concealing the moon in a slow, dreamy waltz. The interplay of shadow and light upon the water adds to the feeling of time slowed, of a hush that invites deep rest. From the branches of the old willow, slender twigs dangle toward the water like thoughtful fingertips. Occasionally, the breeze moves through, setting these twigs to sway and brushing droplets into the water below. Beneath the tree's arching silhouette, a small cluster of lily pads lies. Each pad holds glossy beads of water that glisten under the faint moonlight. If one were to peer closely, they might glimpse a frog perched upon a pad, throat gently pulsing as it joins the nighttime chorus. The frog's call is low and comforting, resonating through the marsh like a heartbeat, reminding all who hear it of the unhurried pace of this hidden world. Though the marsh is teeming with quiet life, it never feels crowded. Instead, there is a shared sense of gentle acceptance, as though every creature is simply breathing in unison with the rain's hush. Far above, the stars blink through the moving veil of clouds, casting their faint reflections upon the watery surface. The moon, though partially obscured, continues to lend a gentle luminance, its light dancing with every firefly that flutters across the marsh. Here, every element of nature moves as one, guided by an unspoken harmony that inspires trust and tranquility. The night invites the land and its inhabitants to slow their minds, to let the softness of evening carry them. There is a quiet nook tucked away behind tall reeds, where the marsh water gathers in a still, shallow pond. In this secluded space, a family of frogs sits, gazing with bulbous eyes at their reflections in the moonlit surface. Their throats expand and contract, filling the air with steady croaks that resonate with the drizzle from above. Small insects glide across the pond's surface, leaving faint ripples in their wake. Occasionally, a frog will flick out its long tongue to catch a passing morsel, moving with the gentle certainty that comes from a night without hurry. The hush here is like a deep, comforting sigh, holding the world in a serene embrace. A soft breeze carries the scent of damp bark and wildflowers from the far side of the marsh, beckoning the fireflies to venture further. Their shifting lights form patterns in the dark, illuminating the tall grasses like fairy lamps. Among them, a gentle hush settles, like a collective breath in the presence of something timeless and nurturing. The rain has slowed to a delicate drizzle, tapping out a lullaby that accentuates each other sound. The frogs, the rustling reeds, and the distant whisper of leaves. There is a harmony to it all, as if the marsh itself has composed a soothing nocturne for anyone willing to listen. A sleepy otter emerges from a narrow channel, its sleek fur glossy with rain. It clambers onto a small bank, shakes off the water in a fine mist, then settles on a tuft of grass. For a moment, the otter rests, whiskers quivering as it listens to the frog chorus. The hush of the rain wraps around it like a gentle blanket. Slowly, with an air of dreamlike contentment, the otter curls into a comfortable position and closes its eyes. The night around it continues to hum with quiet life, the fireflies drifting on the breeze. In that tranquil moment, the otter embodies the marsh's calm spirit, sinking into a peaceful doze beneath the watchful glow of the hidden moon. High overhead, the raindrops gather at the tips of leaves, forming little pearls of water that catch the moon's glow before falling to the ground below. A gentle hush settles as the rain tapers to a faint drizzle, leaving behind a soft hush that feels like the earth's contented sigh. In the brief stillness, the melody of frogs grows clearer, as if they sense the shift in the night's rhythm. Their voices fill the air, deep and steady, woven together in a lullaby that echoes across the wide stretch of reeds and water. The hush that follows is thick with comfort, an invitation to each living thing to yield to the softness of rest. Somewhere among the reeds, a slight rustle signals the presence of a raccoon, quietly exploring the bank for something to nibble. With delicate paws, it lifts a stone, examines the space beneath, then gently sets it aside. Finding nothing of interest, it moves on, leaving little more than a gentle ripple in the water behind. Nearby, a bullfrog lets out a resonant call that vibrates through the night air. The raccoon pauses, as though listening, then continues its slow wander. There is neither rush nor urgency, only the marsh's meditative pace guiding every step, every ripple, every breath of wind. The moon watches from above, content to share its gentle glow with all who dwell below. Across the water, a slender path of moonlight begins to emerge where the clouds have parted. It stretches like a silver ribbon over the surface, revealing the gentle sway of aquatic plants. A tiny ripple disrupts the path, but soon it settles, allowing the moon's reflection to return, unwavering and calm. Each creature seems attuned to the tranquil hush that envelops the marsh tonight. Even the distant hoot of an owl is softened by the lingering drizzle, so that it arrives more like a lullaby than a warning call. This hush is benevolent, cradling the land in a serene twilight that invites all to slow their pulse, to rest in sweet stillness. Near the center of the marsh, a cluster of lily pads has blossomed with white and pink water lilies, their petals dotted with beads of rain, open delicately to the moon's gentle radiance. A chorus of frogs has gathered here, their croaking echoing in the night. Soft flashes from fireflies float above the flowers, creating a magical interplay of light. Occasionally, a flower's broad leaf dips beneath a raindrop's weight, then springs back, sending a tiny splash into the water. Each drop that lands on a lily pad glimmers for a moment under the moonlight, a spark of silver in the tranquil sea of green. In this place, time feels slow and comforting, as though it might dissolve entirely into the soft hush of the marsh. The old willow stands like a gentle guardian, its trunk thick with age and its branches spread wide. Beneath its shade, the ground is soft and slightly raised, offering a perfect vantage to watch the marsh's nocturnal display. A small family of rabbits rests there, hidden in the curve of a root that arches protectively from the earth. Their fur is damp with dew, but they seem content, huddled close, each ear perked as the frogs continue their lullaby. Fireflies occasionally drift near, illuminating the gentle rise and fall of the rabbit's breath. In this quiet corner, nestled among the safety of ancient roots, the hush of the night deepens, lulling all into a peaceful dream state. Clouds shift once more, allowing more moonlight to spill into the marsh. Now the raindrops that remain are subtle, barely more than a soft mist that dapples the reeds. The frog's chorus resonates with gentle insistence, a reminder of the timeless nature of this waterlogged realm. Each amphibian's call, whether high or low, merges into a harmonious wave, echoing across the still water. Fireflies drift into new patterns, blinking in a slow cadence like embers in the darkness. Their delicate dance seems to mirror the hush within every living thing, a gentle reflection of the marsh's own slow, steady heartbeat. Here, in this confluence of lunar light and quiet hum, the night breathes out a sense of tender well-being. On the far side of the marsh, the faint outline of a wooden walkway emerges from the tall grass, leading across a stretch of shallow water. Though worn with age, its planks still hold firm, waiting silently for any passerby. Under the moon's kind glow, the walkway gleams with traces of rain, tiny droplets glinting like scattered stars. In the distance, the silhouette of a small cabin can be discerned, gently nestled among the trees. Its windows are dark, the occupants presumably at rest, lulled by the hush that blankets the marsh. The walkway stands as a quiet invitation, a gentle reminder that even in the most secluded places, there is a path that unites the wanderer with the heart of nature. A solitary deer ventures onto the walkway, hooves sounding a muffled thump against the damp wood. The deer's ears flick at the soft creaks of the planks, but soon it seems reassured by the night's calm embrace. Slowly, step by step, it crosses over the water, pausing to gaze at the reflections below. Frogs offer their welcoming call, and the deer lowers its head as though listening with respectful curiosity. In the nearby reeds, fireflies spark in gentle arcs, their faint brilliance guiding the deer's path. Eventually, it continues onward into the darkness beyond, perhaps searching for a sheltered spot among the trees to rest until morning. With its departure, the marsh returns to its quiet pulse, unhurried and deeply content. In the moments that follow, the moonlight intensifies for just a heartbeat, washing the marsh in a pale glow that seems almost otherworldly. The reeds glisten, the water shimmers, and the frogs, as if in gratitude, raise their voices in a gentle crescendo. Each living thing appears to bask in the comforting presence of the moon, the hush of the diminishing rain, and the steady hum of nighttime life. Then, as though lulled by its own soft light, the moon recedes behind a drifting cloud once more. The fireflies continue their slow dance, the frogs sustain their placid chorus, and the marsh itself settles deeper into quietude. In that lingering hush, the night wraps all in a tender embrace, a sanctuary of calm beneath the vast sky. Now, dear listener, you find yourself carried by the gentle rhythms of this moonlit marsh. Perhaps you feel the reassuring weight of the earth supporting you, your muscles relaxing, and your mind floating in a soft haze. Breathe in the calm of the quiet waters, the hush of reeds, and the tender shimmer of fireflies. With each exhale, release any remaining tension. You may visualize the marsh's gentle enchantment enveloping you, inviting you to surrender to a deep, restorative rest. Trust in the soft lullaby of frogs, the glow of moonlight, and the soothing touch of nighttime rain to guide you toward peaceful slumber. Let your thoughts drift like the slow-moving waters, free of urgency or worry. Allow the subtle hush of the marsh to expand within you, filling every corner of your mind with stillness. Notice how your breath continues to soften, how each inhale draws in quiet comfort, and each exhale sends out a wave of serene release. You are part of this hush now, embraced by a gentle night that asks nothing of you but to rest. In this deep sense of belonging, you can find the safety and warmth needed to ease your body further into relaxation. The world grows softer, and you drift closer to sleep. Feel your heartbeat slowing, steady as a frog's croon. Any lingering thoughts fade into the distance, like fireflies that vanish into the reeds. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the night's embrace, knowing that you are held in perfect peace. Imagine the soft silver glow of the moon as a gentle blanket, wrapping you in a nurturing warmth that dispels all worry. Each breath guides you further into rest, deeper into the realm where dreams unfold in healing color. There is no need to do anything more. With each second, the hush of the marsh draws you into a sweet, profound stillness. And now, let the soothing sounds of the night carry you into a serene and restorative sleep. You have breathed in the softness of the marsh, shared in its quiet magic, and allowed its tender lullaby to calm your mind. There is nothing left but to surrender to the stillness, floating on the moonlit waters of your own dreams. May the frog's gentle song and the fireflies' dancing lights guide you to a place of deep, restful slumber, where you can let go, renew, and awaken refreshed. Good night, dear traveler. Sleep well.